Again.
All right. Right. So, everybody, welcome back to Battle Arena. Thanks for coming back and sticking with us. Looks like we had somebody drop out in the middle of the draft phase there. That last attempt. So we're just gonna go ahead and get a new game going. Someone came in and replaced the person who dropped out. So new bans, new selection, new rules. It doesn't matter. So yeah, here we go.
Yeah, again, band's still pretty similar. As opposed to an Ezreal band, they decided to go with a Fizz band.
Yeah. And a Vayne ban. Interesting.
Oh baby.
Maybe they're banning it from their own team. Who knows? It's not like Vayne is some huge threat, but whatever.
Hey, in the right hands, Vayne could be huge, but it's definitely not something you want to like first pick right off the bat.
Yeah. Yes, Dream Crusher 2911. We upload all the games up onto YouTube. It'll usually take a day or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can also watch it on Twitch pretty much right away after we cut the streams. It's pretty quick to upload. On Twitch, at least. Thresh, Olaf, Riven. I like all those picks. Oh boy. Will we see a jungle Tryndamere with Devourer, or will he go up into the top lane?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is.
It's still wait. I don't know. Tryndamere's fine. You're
Yeah.
playing into a team with Tryndamere. You understand that like his big deal is going to be about pushing, split pushing, and then like maybe possibly pulling out a flank for team fights. Team fight powers diminish depending on composition. He might not be as weak a position considering the front lines of both Riven and Olaf. So he might be able to trade some decent damage, but we'll see.
Yeah. Like I'm trying. It would look like it would be Tryndamere into Riven, and I don't think that would work out necessarily well for Tryndamere, but I could be wrong. Oh man, purple team's just going with the hype train composition.
Yeah. Picking up that Leona, getting
all engage. They're going in all the time.
Okay. I mean, that's a team fight.
And then here we got, looks like Annie mid, and we'll find out who the AD carry is here pretty soon. Somebody who won't necessarily be killed by Leona at level 2.
Okay.
Oh, that actually might work. It'll just be too tanky for Leona to burst down right away, I guess. The only problem I see with that is that Jinx rockets are so long range. She can really, I feel like she can bully out Urgot pretty easily.
Yeah, I think Jinx is going to have a window of opportunity once Urgot starts stacking his tier. I think once it starts getting some stacks, his Acid Hunters will help out, sort of matching out that range discrepancy.
Yeah.
Able to land those pretty well. But yeah, that's a pretty strong engage comp coming in from red side.
Indeed. And Electrified Zed's dancing between Shurima and LeBlanc, and it looks like it'll be LeBlanc.
Okay. Yeah, I get that magic damage. That's good.
So, yeah, purple team, they're going to come at you, engage. Also, I think they're going to love skirmishes, 1v1s, 2v2s. It looks like their teams will excel at, their team will excel at that.
Yeah, a lot of Riven kind of, they like to duel. And I think those two, picking any fights with any other 2v2 situation, could be pretty devastating.
Yeah.
Dealing with a lot of CC and a champion who can just ignore all CC for a while. I don't even think Tryndamere, like, I don't see a 2v2 matchup if these lanes kind of pick out as is. Like, if there's Tryndamere Sion versus Olaf Riven, that's going to be pretty hard for them to beat.
It is. Like, I think Urgot is actually he's okay, like in 1v1s and 2v2s, just because of his passive.
I like the Urgot pick simply because he is going to be building a Frozen Heart,
Yeah.
and that's going to slow down a lot of what Red Team can do, and it's going to force LeBlanc to make a priority pick into Urgot, which puts her in danger of getting Urgot ulted.
And as long as Sion does a good job of zoning and protecting, along with it's gonna fall, a lot's gonna fall on Thresh and Sion of zoning and protecting Urgot. And I guess
this is gonna be a lot about peeling.
And I don't know, you don't really peel for Tryndamere, but he's. I feel like I don't have a lot of experience with Tryndamere. I always feel like he's feast or famine, but
yeah, he's either completely like destroying the mat, split pushing, and then showing up in one-shotting carries, or goes up to a team fight and he gets kited to oblivion.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. Yeah, I think flank into the other team is kind of the. He isn't gonna stay back and kite with their guy. He's got to go in, but he's kind of got to do it where he's not gonna get CC'd by Leona.
Yeah, I think looking at just Tryndamere, just as a split pusher and looking at blue team's 4v4 fight, I particularly like their fight without Tryndamere. They have Sion, Annie, Thresh, which is a pretty strong front line. They might be a little lacking in the damage towards the mid to late game. That being said, that is an Annie mid, so she might actually, if she farms well against LeBlanc, should be able to dealt some serious damage considering how deep purple team wants to go, because Leona, Riven, Olaf are going to want to find the same target.
Oh, most definitely.
They'll just get bear dropped. So that's all. Those are all things to think about.
It is. Yeah, it's like the team comps are. It's nothing definitive. Like neither one has this very central identity. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, both sides have one AP carry. Both are running a fair amount of AD. I guess I would kind of give a mark over to blue team. They have a bit, and I'm only saying this as a bit more of a front line, and I'm also taking into account Tryndamere split pushing all day. Whereas red team's front line kind of is that of Leona, Olaf, and depending on Olaf builds, if he goes sort of tanky, then that's a whole other story. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of hard to define who's going to be doing better. Although I think if this game goes, longer than 40 minutes, I think once Jinx gets items, you might just start outscaling Urgot in terms of damage. And if they can't find Jinx, then blue team might have an issue.
Yeah. I can just see the potential though with purple team, like the resets for Jinx just sprinting around, keeping up with Riven and Olaf as they just go to town.
Yeah. I agree. I think red team's maybe their win condition in this particular matchup is not necessarily with Olaf and Riven hard engaging with Leona. It's going to be picking a calculated fight and letting Jinx, or keeping Jinx safe, farm-wise. Yeah. Or not farm-wise, but just in a fight, just keeping her safe. So maybe Riven plays a bit more of a peel role, which is a lot to ask out of Riven in particular, because Riven wants to get in there and do the damages.
Yeah.
But that might be just beneficial with Leona. They've got the peel to do it.
They do. Hopefully my client here will catch up and actually start loading the game. In the meantime, I guess I could get rid of the... Oh no, there it goes. It's trying to load. Okay. I want to look at the chat here real quick. Oh, it looks like we got a spammer in there. Nice.
Okay.
The strongest Devour junglers currently should be Nocturne, Master Yi, Xin Zhao, Udyr, and maybe Shyvana. I would definitely add Shyvana in that group.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure about Udyr. Then again, I'm not a good Udyr player. If you want to talk about Udyr's strategy and mechanics, you should talk to Wow, there he is, Wale. You should talk to that guy. He actually plays a little bit of Udyr.
Interesting.
I don't agree with how he applies the map pressure, but I think he has quite a bit of good insight into builds and stuff like that. Just pee
I'm
in.
wondering.
Oh,
I'm
go ahead.
wondering if Trundle is a good pickup for Devour at this point.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
And I say that because Trundle is just all about auto attacks, and he would normally build Blade.
Yeah.
And like Cinderhulk's still a really good choice on Trundle, but if you are snowballing early, I don't see why you wouldn't just pick up a Devour. Because Devour kind of works as like you get an additional attack, and with Trundle's Chomp, he just gets a AD boost, and that should apply if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I think so.
So, and that's an auto attack reset. That's not an extra auto attack.
Yeah.
So Trundle can belt out a lot of damage pretty quick.
Sorry
have
for
to
the
try that out a
flashing
little bit.
screen there, guys. I'll fix it here by going to windowed mode. Well, I can't personally message you right now. I'm a little busy.
Yeah, I heard you doing Battle Arena. How's that working out, by the way? I haven't. Oh, I'm in Battle Arena.
It does not on hit effects, no extra attacks. What?
No, nicknames. What I'm talking about with Trundle is Trundle when he uses Chomp, the ability Chomp, he gets an AD boost for, I believe, an 8-second duration. So he has extra just AD passively once he uses Chomp. So his extra auto attack will benefit from the extra AD he just has naturally from that ability.
Yeah.
He's not going to have an enhanced Chomp. He's still just going to Chomp, but the extra AD will still apply as he continues to auto attack.
Yeah.
And since it's an auto attack reset, so you would auto attack, activate Q to auto attack reset, you're going to get 2 auto attacks pretty quick. And that's going to help proc faster. So I could definitely see Trundle wanting to build that. Like I said, if he snowballs out of jungle, it gives Trundle some flexibility in terms of itemization in the jungle with this new Devour.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. There's no Trundle here. We got Olaf and we got Sion.
Okay, looks like we got a pretty typical start here. Olaf and what's his name? Sion. Starting at Gromps, gonna grab the actually Sion. Looks like he's gonna start right away with blue. That's fine, I guess. I feel like jungle paths in the early game are pretty variable. Like you can start going off whichever way you want most of the time, as long as you have a plan and stick to that plan as to why you're starting blue or why you're starting a certain area early.
Right.
Oh wow. Riven decided to take a camp. Just gonna back and then head right up to top lane with her teleport probably. Alright, looking at mid lane here. Now, with this matchup between LeBlanc and Annie, do you feel Annie might have a little bit of an advantage if she can land her stun, or?
Yeah, I honestly think Annie, as long as she's got her stun up, is going to be a huge threat. I don't believe LeBlanc would really, and that's a scary trade for a LeBlanc.
Yeah.
And there's LeBlanc actually trading after that stun on cooldown, so Annie should probably hold on to that stun as long as possible.
Olaf needs to go in now if he's going with this level 2 advantage.
Yeah.
Bot lane. I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Good that he showed up though, at least it puts a little bit of fear into them. They know where he's at. That should give the red team a little bit of control in the bot lane. That crit was pretty heavy on Riven.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Tryndamere. Oh, that's so annoying with Tryndamere with that. Building up his rage to crit. Nice hook! Oh, it doesn't look like it's gonna go anywhere though.
Yeah, looks like this blue team bot lane fighting on the back foot for now. They got, red team got the early level 2.
Oh. Oh, there you go. That was quick.
Yeah, it looks like Annie also burnt flash. We didn't get to see that play.
Nope.
I'm gonna walk it back real quick.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, walk it back and let us know how it goes. While Olaf looks like he's going top here for a gank. Yep, doesn't look like there's a ward behind Tryndamere, so Olaf needs to go in right now. Looks like he is. There you go, pick up the X. Get that auto to proc red, there you go. Oh, oof. Whoa! That dive. Okay. Well, Riven goes in for the dive and trades 1 for 1. I believe Olaf does get an assist out of that, so they might have come out ahead on that, though. I'm not exactly sure he should have done it. He could have kept a bunch of lane pressure up and given himself an advantage in lane just by forcing Tryndamere back, but here we got bot lane trading heavily. Leona goes back in. That's a nice... I think Jinx can get the kill here.
Got it.
Oh, got it. Wow.
Yeah, that was actually a good flash and a good commit. On Jinx's end, go deep for it.
It looks like they had a level advantage too when they started that.
Yeah. I look back on the play that happened mid lane. With what happened, Annie was at where she's at right now, about at 40% health. LeBlanc flashed chains and then just did a lot of damage.
And kind of did what she did right there?
Yes.
Wow. Alright.
Something we didn't get a chance to talk about, we didn't notice right off the bat. Annie started lane with a Doran's Ring and 2 mana potions. And
oh, 2 mana?
Yeah. Yeah, mana potions.
Oh no.
So when you're in lane with mana potions, and if you get hit with hard trades against like a LeBlanc or any champion that's good with poke, you put yourself at a lot of risk. Health potions you would have been able to chug and kind of stay alive in lane. You don't necessarily need mana potions that early on Annie. I don't believe you have a Doran's Ring as long as you're last hitting well enough.
Yeah, if you last hit, not only that, if you last hit with Q, you refund the mana. So it's, yeah, mana shouldn't necessarily be much of a problem. Your sustain health-wise is, though.
Yeah. And now what you're going to be running into now in this lane, the particular problem is since you didn't have health potions to stay in lane, and you unfortunately LeBlanc flashed in and got a kill, you're now just behind in lane, where the health potions would have at least kept you in lane, let you farm, and now LeBlanc's kind of snowballed the lane a little bit, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And she's got that item advantage. So next time, start with health potions. I would rather be out of mana than out of health, because if I'm out of mana, I can't cast spells. If I'm out of health, I'm at risk of dying and I have to go back to base.
Yeah. Looking at the chat, yeah, it looks like Wally, who I know actually does play a lot of Riven, he said if you start your extra camp, just try to bully, you don't need to kill. But, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
With a gank. It might have been a little early on his ult there, but... Ooh. And looks like Olaf will clean up the kill.
Yeah, Riven still gets the assist there.
That's good. Yes, #1 TSM hater, this is the first game.
Yep.
If you'd like to have an opinion on who you think is going to win so far, Red Team does have quite a significant gold lead.
Yeah, for this early, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think most of it is on the LeBlanc-Annie matchup, to tell the truth, is where most of the gold discrepancy is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Sion in lane yet. I might have missed something, but it looks like he's going to make a move here on mid lane. Whoops. He's not going to make a move on mid lane.
Oh.
But Annie's willingly going to go in for that trade and all in, and I don't think she necessarily should want to seek those out.
I will say this much, Annie, if you were just a little bit more patient and got Tibbers, you might have actually won out on that trade, or at least traded kill for kill. But you didn't have level 6, and that puts you behind spell-wise.
Yep.
If you had that one extra spell on your belt, that may have converted to kill.
Yep.
So one of those big things you gotta think of, like you hear about power spikes a lot. Level 6 is one of those almost universal power spikes, and you were behind on that. LeBlanc already had a level 6, so she had that extra spell on him.
One thing I want to point out here is what I really like. Olaf saw Sion in the mid lane and went to go into the Sion's jungle and just took his blue buff. That was a good move there.
Riven's having a lot of trouble right now.
Nice gank bot lane by Sion. He's gonna start turning this around. Oh, and the hook! Into the play? Is it gonna be a play? Oh, the flash in.
That greed though.
Yeah.
LeBlanc might be
Nice
able to
roam by
clean this
LeBlanc.
up.
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
can clean up at least one kill. Sion might be able to get out if he had just started running right away.
Oh, now with those chains landing, he's gone too. I think in this sense too, I think Annie made the best choice possible in that situation. She just shoved tower.
Yeah, she
down
isn't
and
gonna be
back.
really able to. Even if they both show up down there at the same time, Annie's gonna do less than LeBlanc. So yeah, shoving in a tower, it's not the worst option. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, so close, Annie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even-
Unfortunately, right now, Andy, you're at a position where you're not able to trade flat out with her, and when you
Yeah.
ward, you put yourself at a little bit of risk. Warding's good. What I would recommend doing, you can ward that lane bush actually safely on your side, and not get put at risk of getting all in by LeBlanc like that. But that, you know, that's a rough lane to be in. Ooh, Red Rocket.
Yeah.
Alright, that lands. Wow, that tower dive potential.
Yeah. Sick, nasty. Sion should probably back off here.
Yeah. I don't know. if
Oh,
that's
wait!
right.
Look at that!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Oh.
I stand corrected.
Yeah. I mean, he did get a kill for that ultimately, but he did give another kill over to Jinx, which is another champion you don't want to see get that far ahead.
Yeah.
But that was a surprising amount of damage.
So one thing I would like to point out, when LeBlanc does that, you can go ahead and throw out a Q or a W. You don't necessarily have to all in. Like that's not your only option. You can trade a bit. Just throw out a Q and W while you're going back, and just, you know, try to trade positive in your favor when the trade is forced upon you like this. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough being in lane against a LeBlanc that has quite a bit of gold.
I guess in this situation, would you recommend possibly a Roa build from Annie if she's
Yeah,
suffering from card trades like
Roa and or Abyssal Scepter.
that? Ooh.
As both of those items are, you can build pretty decently on Annie.
Yeah.
It's looking like the win condition for blue team is gonna be around Tryndamere split pushing, I feel like.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. Good all in the bot lane.
Here comes Sion. Nice. Oh, that teleport. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Nice teleport.
Yeah, it looks like just ADCs go down both sides in that lane.
Yep. I don't know who exactly that favors. I don't know if it favors either team really.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was gonna go for Dragon there. Oh, look who's back. Tryndamere, he roamed all the way bot.
Yeah, he went for the walk.
Yeah.
He just did a fair amount of damage all by himself. That tower's about gone.
It's gonna stay though.
Yeah. 11 health.
Alright. It looked like Olaf wanted to do Dragon there. And his team tried to said, wanted to focus more on the tower, and it looks like they're not going to get either, but... There we go. Alright. Alright, Annie, so does she have any health pots or anything? No, looks like she's going to try and bait out this LeBlanc, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Olaf's going to
Fingers
be in
down
trouble
Olaf.
first, yeah. Sorry for the camera work there, guys. Oh. Wow.
No,
Annie needs to be helping out her team right now.
Yeah.
Oh well. She doesn't have flash up. Oh, something's going on here. And there's just action going on all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of fighting. Solar flare. Gotta get that.
Yep, very nice. Oh, into the wall.
Jinx has 6 kills at the moment. She's already starting to do a fair amount of damage.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where blue team can't look to try and do these 2v2 all-ins anymore. They're gonna have to be a bit careful and look for picks or out opportunities where they outnumber the enemy team.
Yeah. This is again where if you're picking fights, if you're on blue side and you're behind on gold in this situation, you want to pick a fight where you've got a numbers advantage and you've got a Tryndamere behind you. Because Tryndamere has most of your gold. He's got 5 kills under his belt. All the Tryndamere assists with whatever sort of crowd control effects you've got, whatever damage you can offer. Because even though red team is ahead, squishy targets can still die to burst.
Yep. Oh, Sion's gonna be in a lot of trouble here. All of red team is right there.
Yeah. I don't think he's making it out.
No. And Urgot's a little up position too, but yeah. I think he can team up with. Oh, they're really everybody on blue team is just slightly out of position.
Yeah,
like they knew stuff was going on at their red buff, and yet Urgot was still very far forward in bot lane. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say at a certain point, if you've got a teammate that's out of position, and your chances of saving them are kind of slim to nil, just let them die. And
nice stun. Ooh. Looking at items right now. Looks like Olaf is going for that righteous glory.
Yeah, that's a fair pickup. Initiation at this point when you're snowballing pretty hard is really good. That'll let him just air into the enemy team. Find Annie, find Urgot, whoever.
Yeah. Annie's got a little bit of smorgasbord of items right now. I'm interested to see where she goes. Looks like she wanted to build Ludens. But
yeah, it looks like she started for Ludens and then realized that she wasn't able to really farm in lane with Negatron. Maybe for an Abyssal.
Yeah. And the thing is, with the changes with Ludens, it really isn't as powerful as a lot of the other heavy AP items. It focuses movement speed now a lot, so you're gonna have to roam a lot in order to utilize it well. But back to the game.
Annie could get them.
There it is, nice.
Oh, but Leona showed up with a good solar flare.
Yeah. You can't quite click the lantern. Man, that Sion takes forever to take down.
Yeah, and that's just a frozen heart, Stalker's Blade. Or Cinderhulk.
Yeah. Alright, here comes Tryndamere. Let's see if he's able to do anything.
They see him out though. Good ward.
Yeah.
And they actually.
I think. Oh, here comes Riven. She's gonna put a stop to that nonsense. Ooh, nice Jinx rocket. They might actually have to just let this tower. Oh no, they got Urgot and Annie coming. They can hold this turret. It looks like I'm looking at Urgot's build. I'm not too familiar with Urgot builds and what's too effective or not, but it looks like he kind of wants to build Black Cleaver, but he also has Tear, but that's not upgraded to anything, and he has a Warden's Mail as well. It's like piecemealing together a bunch of items isn't as effective as completing one of them, I feel like.
Right.
But, oh, here we go, fight breaking out. Blue team's been really aggressive in like trying to take all these fights, even though they're down 6,000 gold right now.
Yeah.
Wow, is Tryndamere? Nope, he's not gonna get out. Oh, there's so many people low on red team, but there's too
Yeah.
many of them up for our guy to do anything.
Yeah, I think they're just too far ahead at this point. As blue team, you gotta...
You gotta look for that. You kind of gotta look for that awesome Annie ult stun or that awesome Scion ult or cat. You really gotta look for a counter engage. I feel like at this point, but yeah. Oh, take the lantern, Annie. Oh,
Wow, that tower really hated Olaf.
it did. And they're gonna get at least two kills out of that.
A little bit overstay on their part, but
Yeah.
they're not gonna get punished too hard for it.
Yeah, in
Credit
terms.
to I was
Yeah.
gonna say credit to Olaf for completing that Righteous Glory, because that was kind of... That fight was just Olaf popping everything and just finding Annie and just throwing
Yeah.
a spell at her face.
Alright, so I'm a big fan of completing your tier item for Miramana. I guess that's the name of it. I'm a real big fan of that because once you do upgrade it, it starts stacking on your autos as well, not just spells. So it's just one of... There we go, nice. It's just a very, very nice thing to do. I feel like.
It's
Whoa,
it's
where'd she
also...
go? Oh, she
Yeah.
She tricked me out.
Yeah, she's taking a long.
Oh, nice.
Shield.
Oh, he ulted the wrong one. Now the rest of the red team's coming in to clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still seeking out these fights, and that's not how they're going to come back in this game, I feel like. It's going to be sticking together, staying back, letting Tryndamere apply pressure. And sometimes you got to change up your attitude and... Not necessarily your attitude, but your... how you're
mindset.
playing. Yeah, your mindset. You got to be step back a bit, be less aggressive. I wouldn't mind if Annie used ult here and try and just clear wave and...
Yeah, that's what she did too. And, ooh. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, back on, I guess, Urgot's build, getting that tier item completed in Miramana, like ASAP, gives you some sort of presence in lane.
Yeah.
Because the only damage item he has with all the gold he's spent so far is that Phage.
Whoa.
And that's not great.
Yeah. Frown, mod me on this stream. I can't do that right now. I'm not in chat. I'm sure it'll happen eventually, though.
Leon just walk that away.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of piecemeal items this game.
Yeah.
So like on Riven as well. Like Brutalizer, that's fine to sit on, especially because it only builds into Yomu's Ghostblade, which isn't that great on Riven. But then like building the Warden's Mail and just kind of leaving it and then going into Tiamat, like I don't know. I kind of like the idea of getting that Warden's Mail because she recognized she was behind a Tryndamere. And she started doing a lot also to affect the game besides her lane. She's the one who, you know, really insisted that her team do Dragon, and she roamed bot a couple times. She's done a really good job of finding a way to impact the game while not winning lane hard. So
Right.
kudos to Riven this game.
Yeah. I guess maybe one of the big morals, I guess, of the story in this game is finish what you start in terms of items.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
a
mean,
lot-
sometimes you do have to stop and like adjust. Like Annie, she really did need to stop building that. Yeah, that Ludens and go into Abyssal. So that was a good adjustment. Like adjustments can be good. It's just that don't spend too much time making your adjustments, otherwise you're not gonna be able to do anything. Oh,
Bye bye.
oh, oh! They're one-upping each other in terms of escapism.
Wow, that. Yeah, chase for Tryndamere.
This
though.
LeBlanc is
Pull him
doing
off.
a pretty tremendous job of flanking and coming in from behind. Like, that's a pretty high level play. Interesting. Scion all by himself, surrounded by a bunch of low level. Oh, there he goes. He
Ooh.
gets not low level, but low health enemies.
Yeah. This is really awkward.
Big old wet. You got your classic wet noodle fight.
Yeah.
Alright. Looks like the ward distraction maneuver worked out. I'm gonna take a quick look at vision here real quick. Let's see here. This blue team's vision I'm looking at. It's actually pretty decent. They're behind. They got a bunch of wards in their own jungle. Red team, they also have, looks like Dragon, and I'm gonna ignore those 3 wards put in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I could see a bit more vision coming from red team, especially deep warding, and like, they have 1 upgraded oracles. If they had 2 or even 3 upgraded oracles, they could really start denying. Wow, they could really start denying vision for blue team to just be more oppressive. But I think they've been a little distracted and don't know quite. Oh, looks like Tryndamere's finally met his match. He's at least gonna get 1.
Yeah.
And that's. So, I feel like red team needs to switch up their approach here if they're going to end this game anytime soon. I was wondering what thoughts you had on how they can try to facilitate the end of this game quickly.
They have an open inhibitor ripe for the taking, and they have a team who arguably is much farther ahead.
Yeah.
Tryndamere is going to split push. There's not much you're going to be able to do to stop that, and the only way to really counteract that is just to continue to take objectives. Like, a down inhibitor is going to put more pressure on the map, and then you could refocus your attention top lane.
Yeah.
And then that forces Tryndamere bot lane to split push. That opens up Baron for you guys. You want to play the map accordingly. Like, Tryndamere's going to split push, and that means he's going to want to be in the lane.
Oh, nice ult by Sion there. He is zoning the crap out of these fights. Oh, I don't know if I agreed with staying for this fight. That puts the numbers. They had it until they decided to stay for that teleport.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Because they did a really good job of kiting and fighting leading up to that point. Both Annie and, let's see here. Annie, Urgot, and Thresh, and Sion. They did a great job there, but they saw the teleport coming in, and then you need to recognize that you have a numbers disadvantage, and you need to just kind of fall back. But good job kiting. They did a good job of executing what they need to do if they're going to win that fight.
Yeah.
But it's a little too late, and red team's going to come home with the victory. And then looks like that's GG. Good job, guys. Whew. Definitely gonna need more water here before the second game, but I'm gonna click on the advanced stats here and we'll go quickly over each person, see if we could find something to talk about. Nothing embarrassing in my Chrome tabs. Okay, alright, good.
Oh, good.
Alright. Let's see here. So we could talk a little bit about Annie, though I thought we talked quite a bit about what she could do or change her approach. Did you have any advice specifically, like in lane, when you're up against somebody oppressive and a bully like LeBlanc?
I think early on, the biggest thing that I think that really started that lane tilting against your favor was those mana potions. Switch to health potions, and use trades to your advantage, and understand when you have spells on cooldown, LeBlanc's going to look to trade with you, and that's exactly what she did there. As long as you're able to trade evenly with LeBlanc, she has to respect her own health pool as well as yours. And if you're in a situation where you're behind, go ahead and swap out the build like you did. Abyssal Scepter's an okay choice. I don't necessarily hate it too much. I think you would have been better off with a Rod of Ages. Having that just more health in general would have been better for you overall. And it would have solved your mana issues and all that jazz, and you would have been fine. So maybe a little bit of an itemization swap up. I don't know how strong Ludens is at this point, so I can't have too much of an opinion on that. But
yeah, I feel like I think we could both agree that it's meant mainly as a roaming tool now for AP mids.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't make too many grand assumptions about it.
Yeah.
Sion. I want to look quickly at his ward coverage because he did a pretty good job, I thought, throughout most of the game. He wasn't in lane early in the game. Olaf was the one making things happen, and It is hard to get a gank early on as Scion, especially when you don't have your ult to just rumble through the lane and surprise them. But I would like to see a little bit more lane activity. Let's see your wards placed. 5, 2 wards destroyed, 4 stealth wards, 2 vision wards. Yeah, I would like to see, like, 5 wards placed is not enough, but gotta help with that vision. Though I don't think vision was necessarily a problem for either teams, necessarily. It didn't, like, come back to bite them in the butt, but yeah. Tryndamere, you want to talk about Tryndamere?
Tryndamere, you did fine. You were winning your lane, which good job on you. You're doing what you needed to do. I don't like saying that you should probably focus more on split pushing when your team's behind. That being said, if you're not able to make anything happen with the team fight, your best bet is to try and create that numbers disadvantage, or that numbers advantage for your team. If they have to send 2 to kill you, let that be the open door for you to take other things. I don't know. There's really not much more I can say on that. Like, it's a rough situation to be in when, like, the rest of your team's kind of staggering behind a little bit, and you have to look for opportunities. You didn't have teleport, so teleport ganks weren't a thing that you could do, and you couldn't just appear in a team fight.
Yeah.
And it's hard to really communicate that sort of mindset. But again, yeah, I don't know. There's not much more I can kind of, like, comment on that. I don't normally split push a whole bunch. I don't normally play Tryndamere, but I would say get some better ward coverage maybe in the top lane. Know when 2 people are showing up and then get out.
Yeah.
If you're able to get out safely a lot better, that would have probably helped, I guess, stem the gold disadvantage. That's all I got about. That's all I really got on that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go down with Thresh and Urgot. Urgot I touched earlier. I really like completing your Tryndamere mana, I guess is the name it's called. But it allows you to stack it a lot faster, and it gives you AD, which you need, and it gives you that passive of more mana equals more damage. So when you build things like your Frozen Heart, you're still building damage in theory. So I would have liked to see that finished, completed earlier. Thresh did okay for the most part. You guys really seem to be able to adjust how you fought as a team near the end there. Just the decisions of when to go all in, it seemed like we're just a little bit off, even though you were down by quite a bit of gold. I feel like you guys could have pulled it a little bit together. Also the levels for Urgot. I think everybody in this game could take a lesson on how to CS. There's a horse doctor steps too. I'm gonna link it in the chat here. 1 second.
Yeah, throw that link in the chat. CS is your best friend, and that's going for everybody here. You can get killed early on, but if you're farming safely and effectively, and you're able to keep up that CS, that's just gold in your pocket. I think they were talking about, like, was it like 15 to 20 CS is worth about just a standard kill?
Yep.
That's, you know, you got to think, you got to add that in your calculations too when you're looking at how far am I ahead, how far am I behind. If you're able to, like, last hit, I'm saying specifically to this matchup that seemed to have snowballed. If you're able to last hit better than LeBlanc in that matchup, you might have been able to pull out a stronger lead and get back into the game. Because your all-in is very potent. Because unlike LeBlanc, you have a hard CC in that stun. Like, LeBlanc has a root. That still gives you the ability to cast spells. And there were a few times where you got very close to being able to actually KO LeBlanc. So maybe focus on that farming. I feel like if you're picking mana potions in the lane, you feel you have that desire to farm with spells.
Yeah.
As opposed to letting your last hitting give you the mana so you can actually trade effectively. So practice that last hitting. And if you're having a really hard time, maybe think about switching up your rune page to help supplement your last hitting. I know it sounds a little weird.
Yeah.
But if you're behind on farm, you're just going to be behind in terms of your power.
Yeah. So, like, with LeBlanc, you can see the CS. Like, she could have been a lot more powerful if she had been able to CS as well as farming champions, which was her goal. Yeah, pretty strong LeBlanc. Made some interesting plays, but also mistakes while making those plays. That's yeah, LeBlanc was an interesting champ. Olaf did a good job early game of affecting lanes. He was out there ganking early, trying to get his presence known. It seemed like it backfired a little bit top lane. Tryndamere got a kill anyways on Riven, so that's kind of tough luck a little bit. But I did like you going out and affecting the lanes early. I'm going to look at your wards plays. 11, yeah, that's good. That's alright. And you got some vision wards purchased as well, which is awesome. Pink wards are awesome. Like, Thresh purchased a lot of pink wards, and he placed the most wards in the game, so he did a lot of things right in terms of vision. Olaf did a good job of awarding. I would like to see a little bit more out of Leona, but she did purchase a couple pinks. And yeah, Jinx and LeBlanc, maybe purchase a couple more each game, but nothing too serious. Yeah, I can't really. Their bot lane did really well, Leona and Jinx. They took the lead and they constantly looked to engage bot lane and try to extend their lead. Leona had 20